The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, personal injury attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums,
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move, 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 move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. Yo, boys basketball semifinals have started. They started yesterday. Today is day 2, and we're getting more championship matches being decided on who's going to play come Friday and Saturday. And I'll be on the road tomorrow. So will VK be on the road to Lake Charles to see all this in person and to give y'all exclusive details on the Instagram channel, The Hash It Out Show. But let me go ahead and let these guys introduce themselves. The one and only George Peppers. What's up, GP?
What's up, JB? And I hate you both of y'all right now because y'all gonna be where I want to be tomorrow.
That's why I came to
I
you
really, I,
first.
re- I know. I don't hate y'all. I'm just saying that in facetious, being facetious, all right, and sarcastic. But listen, the one thing I will tell the both of you before we get started, please, safe travels there and back. That's all that matters to me. You guys get there safe and get home safe when this is all over. Y'all be careful out there, and considering, lots of things can happen at the drop of a hat. Don't we know it? But that being
Definitely.
said, that being said, I just got to make sure. And look, if your cousin shows up, Jared, tell him I said what's happening, and then give him the Cody Rhodes treatment if he snaps one off on you. Just
Well, number
saying,
one,
VK.
number one, that's your cousin.
No,
I
it
don't know
is
if he's gonna
not,
be
sir.
there. That's your cousin, but my family in Lake Charles are there, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna get to see them. Want to give a
That's a
shout
good
out
thing.
Kobe Butler and Coach Randy Livingston on Instagram checking us out. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Um,
All right.
VK, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show, all social media platforms, and we're on live on all social media platforms with the Hash It Out Show, and all this. Also, like, tag, subscribe, JB the Sports Guy, on the YouTube page. So we definitely appreciate your support. I don't know that I guess the basketball intro, about been out for a little while, but it's really nice. You know what I'm saying? Did a very good job with it. You
Yeah,
know.
we've had it for a while now. We've had it for a while.
Okay.
Too
Okay.
much Shaw stuff on there, VK. I think it's a little
No, it's
biased
not.
towards Shaw.
It's just Kobe
Yeah.
Butler from Shaw. That's it. Nobody in Lauren Dean.
You
That's
got
it.
you
Come
got
on,
4 clips.
man.
I counted
Yeah.
4 clips from Shaw. I ain't seen an Eric clip
No.
on there.
You didn't see an Eric clip on there?
Nope.
Okay, I'll make sure for next year I'll have an Eric clip on there. I'll put Coach Cheese for you, all right?
Let me get out of here. I need some.
And for football, I
If
had
we
Chris Cole on there. And the
if
year
we could
before
play
I had
basketball, hey,
I had
I'll be
Chance Clarkson.
JB VK.
Yeah.
I'll be the overly critical guy. If we could play basketball, it'd be all good. You could put clips on there, but we can't play basketball right now. We really
Yeah.
stink.
John Eric in the playoffs next year, bro.
We'll see. We
I,
shall
I
see.
I'm not in that one.
I'm I'm putting it
Yes.
out there. John Erickson for the
Mediate this
playoff
one,
this
VK.
year.
Be the mediator, VK.
Man, I'm just look plain and simple,
You
man.
staying
This
out.
is
Say it,
I'm
VK.
like this, man. This is gonna be a wonderful occasion coming up right now. We're just getting started. We had some great games Monday, good games today so far, and I
Great game
mean,
earlier today.
yeah. I'll tell you, man.
We're
It's
gonna
gonna
talk about it
be.
in a second.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We and tomorrow we're looking for tomorrow and Thursday. We're looking forward to these semifinals that's coming up more than anything else. And so far, what we've been seeing a good start to this top 28 week, man. Looking
So,
forward to it and getting the coverage and seeing
mhm,
a lot of people. So this is one of my favorite times of the year.
Most
as it
definitely.
should be.
It should be. That's correct. So guys, at 7:30, we're supposed to have Allie from Blackhouse Sports join us. So we're supposed to. If she's not able to join us, it's because there are some things that are going on and she's not able to join us. She already told me all that. So just letting you guys know, hopefully she's able to join us. If not, we
Right.
understand and we'll get her
Totally.
probably next week. What you say, George?
Mhm. I said, totally understand if that's not join us.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah,
understand. And we're not going to
most
delve into
definitely.
the
We'll leave it at
circumstance and all that. I do have a
uh-uh.
question. Who's going?
Mm-mm.
Which one of your alma maters is going tomorrow? Is it Shaw or St. Aug tomorrow?
Oh, both.
Oh,
Back to
Shaw
Oh,
back.
they both
One
go.
o'clock,
Shaw
45.
Shaw starts the day against Madison
Okay.
Prep. St. Aug follows
I'm playing
against
hooky from
Liberty.
work.
Big shout out to Brandon Black Adams, who's on here right now checking this out. Appreciate you, brother.
For sure. Guys, um, let's get right into it now. Let's start off with the game we saw earlier today. Um, Country Day against, don't tell me, Dunham. Country Day had a 13-point lead at one point, and then it evaporated. Dunham took the lead, but Country Day able to hit a game-winning shot, and then to stop Dunham from hitting a easy little floater that they missed. Country Day wins 54 to 53. Dunham fought hard to get that comeback. Country Day fought even harder to regain that lead and win the game, VK. I mean, it was a great game. Country Day going to the championship, and right now looks like it's gonna be Calvary Baptist because Calvary Baptist has a 65 to 39 lead over Rose Pine. Yeah, VK, yeah, like I told you. But
I'm not surprised. Not one bit. Not one bit. The only thing I hoped for was Ken. Yeah, we're gonna see you tomorrow, B. Looking forward to it,
Holla at
man.
us, Brandon
Holler at
Adams.
us. We'll be on our own press roll, dude.
Yeah,
Please holler at us. At
yeah.
the same time, bro. I was hoping Rose Pine could at least do something in the first couple minutes because we know how loaded Calvin Baptist is, and it just did not happen. And the way the score is looking is just good God. Calvary is here for a reason, and they're hungry. They've been waiting for this moment for a couple years, and they want to win this state championship. That's how hungry this team is.
Without a doubt. Um, I mean, George, I ask you because Calvary Baptist is the favorite this year in Division Three
Hmm.
Select,
No
and
doubt.
Country Day got a good amount of players with Dyson and Brewer on their team. Do you think Country Day has a shot to beat Calvary Baptist come Friday or Saturday? I want to say it's Friday.
Friday
Yeah, Friday.
Honest answer.
Yeah, honest
Honest
answer.
answer. Yes.
with the computer.
Honest answer. Yes. And this is not bias to New Orleans or anything like that. This is objectivity at its finest. Here's why. Here's where Country Day is going to draw themselves into this game. The fact that the talent that they have a very good pool of talent on that roster that could go out there and get their shots and play defense. And Mike McGuire is such an adept coach. Great coach, has won the state title multiple times. Calvary doesn't have the resume of Country Day. I mean, they've done well, and they got a seriously good team. I'm not surprised they did this to Rose Pine. Rose Pine had it too easy in their playoff game, scoring 87 and 86 in the two games that they won, but they didn't get any opposition. They basically had token opposition, and once they got punched in the mouth, they couldn't punch back. The thing with Calvary is this. Again, championship experience BK means so much. You talk about it a lot. You harp on it a lot. Experience, experience, experience. And to me, it's more pronounced in basketball because that ball gets a little heavy in a championship game, especially if you're a team like that can shoot it. And if it's not going down, you start pushing. You start pushing the ball out of your hand instead of releasing it. Defensively, you're a little late on the switch or whatever defense you play. You're a little late. And I'm not saying Calgary's going to lose. I think Country Day. You're asking the question is, can Country Day win? Yes, they can. Will they win it? We'll pick that later.
Pick it now, man. Pick it now. Come
Oh, we're
on.
picking it now.
Ask the
Oh,
question.
okay, we're picking it now.
Pick it now. Go ahead. Yeah, pick it
Do
now.
I
What
have
do
the
you think?
do I have the temerity to pick? What's up?
Pull the
I
trigger.
thought VK
Pull it.
pull the
Nah,
trigger.
he said go ahead. He said go ahead and pick it. He said pick it. Go
I
ahead.
feel that. Do I have the temerity to pick Country Day to beat this team? I really want to because Mike McGuire is one of the nicer guys. We've interviewed him VK in the past on other shows that we've done before this. A great guy, awesome interview, really really pointed. Um, oh boy, man, I feel like I'm gonna be the lone wolf here, but I'm gonna do it. I'm going Country Day to knock off Calvary Baptist.
Ooh, okay. Going
I'm gonna
country
do it.
day. I'm gonna say
Look,
this.
the skill
Country.
set they got, Jared, gives them a chance.
Okay. Look. I'm gonna say this.
All right.
They can't get lackadaisical like they did against Dunham.
No, not at all, because
They
they'll
gotta
get
they
crushed.
gotta they gotta go all 4 quarters against Calvary
Yep.
Baptist. They
32
have
minutes.
to. They
Yep.
got to. They have no choice. But this Calvary Baptist team, this team is legit. They are
They make you
legit.
look bad.
I think they could compete against any team in the state right now. Mike Coppin said it, and watching them today, and still watching them right now, this
How
team is
deep is that?
legit.
How deep is that game right now? The game.
It is 76-45 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
They might get to 100 if they want to.
I look, I don't see Country Day beating Calvary Baptist. I don't see it. I
I
don't
think they
see it.
compete. I think they compete, and if that game is close, late, if that game is close,
They
late
gotta be
on,
within striking distance by the fourth quarter to have faith and hope that they can still win this game.
thank you. If they're single digits, look, they might put the chase down on them and catch them. I mean, it's going to be a tough ask,
They
though.
might.
It really is. But
Rose Pine
tell
will
me
win the
they
game
can't
going
win.
half.
Huh?
I'm still gonna say Calvary Baptist. I just think
I
if
don't
they
blame
are
you.
within single digits, if they're within four quarter starts and they're in single digits,
They got
I
a chance.
think they will have more hope and more belief inside of them that they can actually win that game. Not saying that they
Hmm.
don't believe that that they're not going to win. I'm not saying that 'cause I think they do believe, but I think they keep that game close by the fourth quarter. I think they tell themselves, "Hey guys, we can do this. We can really do this."
And
I
that rally
just,
is going to be
I
big.
just,
That rally is going to be big for them.
yeah, it would be. I
Hmm.
just, I just don't see it happening. You know, as much, we're from the city area of New Orleans, us three, and
Hmm.
we know more New Orleans schools than everywhere in the state, but we know schools outside the state and everything. We know that. But
Hmm.
I think it's just, to me, it's going to be a tough task competing against Calvary Baptist, and it's 83-47 now with 5 minutes. VK, your thoughts? Can they pull off the upset on
I'm like
Friday?
I'm like this. Calvary's got a lot of experience and everything else, and but then on top of that, you look at what country they did. McAllister came up big, redeeming himself after a couple of questionable plays and making that game-winning shot for Country Day. You know what I'm saying? The thing about Calvary is, can they handle a tandem like this? Last time we seen him in a title game spot against Newman, Close game, but Newman wound up wearing them down in the fourth quarter, and that's where Newman came up with that win. And
Would you
at the same,
compare Country Day players to that Newman team like evenly?
I'm gonna say slightly. I'm
Okay.
gonna say slightly because the fact of the matter is those three all together, they are really good. And then those senior guards that can run the floor and can shoot it. And the thing about it, I'm not just going upon what what these guys can do. I can go upon history. Country Day has defeated teams like this before, and you look at their schedule. That tough schedule has prepared them for Calvary, and I think they're not going to be afraid to go against the big mad monster in Calvary Baptist. And I tell you one thing, man, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I'm agreeing with George. I think Country Day can pull this thing out. They can do it. You know what I'm saying? I really think so. The thing about Country Day and comparing to Calvary Baptist, Country Day is proven. Calvary Baptist got to go in there and they got to win that thing. They got to win it. They've been close. This is their best chance to get it. But at the same time, they got to go clinch it.
Okay.
Because if they don't, now if they come in there punch them in the mouth, well, Calvary gets it done. But at the same time, I think Country Day is coming in ready to fight and ready to roll. This is a tough Country Day club.
All right. Let me say this right quick. 'Cause y'all keep talking about Country Day schedule and like y'all saying that they played a tougher schedule. And
Not
I
saying
will
it's tougher than Calvary's, but they have played a real good schedule. It's not like it's a bad schedule like some of these other teams in the semis and all that stuff. They have played some really good teams.
let me
It ain't. Go ahead.
let me just go through Calvary Baptist schedule right quick. On some of the better teams they played. Crescent City, they won by 1 point. They played Hannon, lost by 2. Huntington, who made the quarters, they beat them by 6. Vanderbilt Catholic, who made the quarterfinals, they beat them by 1 point. They played Newman, beat them by 21. Lost to St. Thomas More by 2 points. Bossier, who's in the semis, they beat them by, let me see. Oh, Jesus, they beat them by 39. Oh my goodness. Wassman, who's in the semis, they beat them by 2. They got some great. Red River beat them by 5. Calvary Baptist has some great wins, and they played Bossier again. And that time they lost the last game of the season. They lost by 1 point. They have some great wins on their schedule, and it shows that they're battle tested. Where's George? It
Right
shows
here.
that they're battle. There he is. It shows that they're battle tested. I, I mean, look, we all want a great game. We do. We don't want no blowouts. We want a great game for the championship game, and I hope we get that. You guys think Calvary Baptist will compete for all 4 quarters, and I want the same thing. I just still believe that Calvary Baptist, I mean Country Day, sorry, Country Day will compete for 4 quarters. I just think Calvary Baptist will be a little bit too much come down the line, VK.
Not saying you're not wrong about that. I'm like this. We know how good Calvary is,
Yep.
and this is their best chance. They have really, really have played outstanding ball this year.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding ball this year. So, but the thing is, they gotta finish. They gotta finish. The thing is, Country Day and Mike McGuire has been there. And that's the big
They
factor
have.
going into this one because the thing is, he has faced some big time teams that as good as them and really tougher, and they would stand it. I still have not forgotten the state championship that they had to go through Arcadia, who they usually have trouble with, and they forced overtime and won the ball game. This was basically almost a carbon copy of Georgetown and Villanova in '85. That's what I thought about that game, and that was a well coached ball game by McGuire. So, like I said, he has faced opposition and as good as teams like Calvary Baptist before. But I would not be surprised if Calvary Baptist does win or win big. That's where I'm getting with you on that
Yeah,
because they are that good and they came at a good time as well as Newman being very very young this year. And you
definitely.
can just tell, especially how Rose Pine came into Newman and won that game. So more than anything else, you were hoping can Rose Pine put up a fight? No, I don't know.
They did for the first half.
Or
They did.
they did,
Oh yeah.
or they did. Okay,
Halftime they were down by 9. They were fighting, bro. I have to give Rose Pine a lot of credit in the first half, but this is when the talent just took over in the second half of Calvary
third
Baptist.
quarter. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
definitely.
Yeah.
GP, what you want to say?
Yo, I want to say that you're the lone wolf on this game, and me and VK gonna celebrate when it's over. Isn't that right? No, but look, I'm not giving out. With we picking Country Day. The thing is this: semifinals to a championship is a different ball of wax. They ransacked was Rose Pine in the second half. The
Yep.
thing about this game is that the spurtability. If Country Day can avoid spurtability, meaning don't allow a 12-0 run from Calvary, those devastating runs where they're just going to take your heart out, rip it, and show it to you while they get away from you. Something that drastic. Um, and if Country Day can avoid that, their talent is good enough to stay with this team for 4 quarters, 32 minutes. And if I'm Mike McGuire, don't get away from what got you here.
No,
Now,
of course not.
today was a learning lesson. You're 13 points to the good, fourth quarter, right, against Dunham,
Third.
right? That was in
Starting
the
the third.
third. Okay,
Yeah.
but you give the lead back pop, like that, and Dunham goes in front. Here's where your metal gets tested. And Country Day answered the bell. When they needed a shot, they got it. And yeah, Dunham missed an easy floater late. That's not Country Day's fault. Country Day just was out there defending. And it was a gift shot for Dunham, and they still couldn't hit it. Sort of like their football team costing me the Picks title in the playoffs. I'm just saying, you know. But that's neither here nor there. But all we're saying, y'all, me and VK are picking Country Day. We're not guaranteeing anything like that. I would be a little surprised if this is a blowout. I really would, because I think Country Day's talent pool allows them to play this game all the way, 4 quarters strong, and they have a shot. I think it's going to be a 4 quarter game, and Mike McGuire is going to just will his team and tell them, guys, look, they haven't gotten away. And maybe things get tight for Calvary. Maybe, like I said, maybe that ball gets a little heavy when you're trying to shoot it. Or when you pass it, you start hesitating. You know, when you're in the moment, if you're Country Day, which they have been there, Calvary has not. There's a very big difference in pressure.
Kyrie been there
I think.
before. It
I
might
mean,
have
but
not been in a couple years.
as not as much as not as much as Country. I feel like McGuire is that kind of coach that is going to instill that belief in his team. And I think he understands the challenge. That's what the other thing that he already knows. He pretty much assumed Calvary was going to do that to Rose Pine today, and probably had his kids prepping for Calvary as soon as they got done with their game against Dunham. He probably thought, well, we're not playing Rose Pine. We're going to play Calvary Baptist.
I hope he wasn't.
Knowing they just do what now?
I said I hope he
What was that you
wasn't
said?
looking ahead to Calvary.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he was looking ahead. What I'm saying is that when they won their game, they figured in their minds, we're probably going to play Calvary, and let's get started.
Okay,
Let's start,
gotcha.
watching film and stuff like that. I'm not saying they were looking ahead to Calvary for the game because that would be totally a slap in the face to Dunham, right? It would have been, but
Yeah,
the resiliency they showed, VK, coming, throwing away a double-digit lead and then finding a way to win that game late tells me clutch plays. Clutch players make clutch plays, and Country Day was able to do it. If they're in that position, the game is Friday, right?
Friday.
Okay. If that game is close, I'm with you and I are in lockstep. You and I, BK, we're in lockstep. If that thing is close, I think the Cajuns find a way to pull this out.
I
Well, let me say this, man. We got to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about these Baton Rouge schools who are in the semifinals. We're going to start off with Madison Prep versus
Hmm.
Shaw. To me, that's the number one storyline out of any game due to the fact that this is the third year in a row. We'll start off with that. If Allie is able to join us, she's going to hop in whenever she can, and we'll bring her in. But right now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Hash It Out show. Stay right there. Don't leave. Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504 301 8353.
Hey y'all, this is Jen Hale from Fox Sports. You're watching the Hash It Out Show with JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones, and George Peppis.
Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504 940 7552.
Green Law Firm is a full-service law firm specializing in personal injury, criminal law, successions, and family law. With over 25 years of experience, the Green Law Firm continues to provide efficient, competitive, and effective representation to clients throughout the state of Louisiana and all across the nation. Consultations are free. If you're looking for results, call the Green Law Firm at 504-328-3990. That's 504-328-3990, located at 931 Westwood Drive, Suite B in Marrero, Louisiana. The Green Law Firm.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I am JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK and George Peppers. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, the first game of day 3 of the semis. It will be the number 1 seed, the Archbishop Shaw Eagles, taking on the Madison Prep Chargers. Like we talked about last night, this is the 4th time these two teams are playing each other in 3 seasons. The 3rd straight time they are playing each other in the semifinals. In the 3 games that's been played, the 2 semifinals and the first game of the year in the regular season for both teams, Madison Prep leads 2-1. Archbishop Shaw has struggled getting over this semifinal hump under coach Wesley Laurendine. That has been there blocking the road. They are looking to finally get over that hump and get to the state championship game. Guys, when you look at the schedule of Madison Prep, you're not used to seeing a Madison Prep team with 9 losses in a regular season at all. That's something you're not used to seeing, fellas. But
Mm-mm.
when you look at the schedule, teams that they played, Shaw, Kennedy, Landry, Lake Charles College Prep, um, David Thibodeau, McKinley, Central, St. Aug, Zachary, Scotlandville, Country Day, Woodlawn, Catholic, Southern Lab. I ain't done yet. Hold on. Dunham, Liberty, Scotlandville again, U Lab. This is one of the toughest schedules that you can put together in the state, period. Now, they're a little bit younger than what they usually are. I know one of their players was hurt in the beginning of the year. I don't know if he was out for the year or not. But that schedule is built for this moment right now. Playing tough teams, playing the best teams in the state to get you ready for this moment. And here they are back in the semifinals. Madison Prep has lost in 2 consecutive state championship games. That's what's on them right now. Like, where does blocking the road came from for them? We can't win a state championship game. That schedule is tough, and that schedule has them ready for this moment right now. But those Shaw Eagles on the other side, they're tired of getting to the semis and not advancing. But Madison Prep has been that hurdle. Now, yeah, Shaw beat them in the regular season. What does that mean now? Doesn't mean anything. Nothing. You throw that all away. VK, I'm gonna start with you. Your thoughts, and I know we talked about it yesterday, but your thoughts about this game tomorrow that's starting off at 1 o'clock.
Well, this I'll tell you one thing. Shoot, go to George first. I got little one trying to get something straight right quick.
GP, let's roll, baby.
Let's roll. Let's do it. I see VK. I see the interrupt. It's all good. All right. I said this last night to you, JB. I think the pressure is all on Shaw. All of it. None on
Yeah.
Madison Prep. They've had the recent success against you guys, against your alma mater. Okay? They've had that. So that's in the bullpen for them. They can draw on that. For Shaw, it is imperative, and I'm going to use a horse racing analogy. They better break the gate running. They'd better get out to the front, force Madison Prep into an element maybe they're not used to, chase the game, chase it. And I don't know if Madison Prep's got that ability to chase a lead that Shaw may build up. You know, I mean, they've played great teams. You mentioned it, but they've lost a lot of those games. Shaw hasn't. There's a very big difference this year. Shaw have a killer instinct. My concern, as I said last night, was getting to this. Prep's the one that fires out of the gate quick, gets a 12-2 lead, 14-3 or something, something big, gets a double figure lead. How do the Eagles respond? That's a character question for Shaw because they could say, oh no, not again, or we're not letting it happen again. Let's go. See, that's where Wesley Laurentine's going to have to coach them up if they do get off to a slow start. It is a 1 o'clock tip, so there's no excuse as far as time and everything else. Excuse me. I picked Shaw last night. I'm not getting off. There's no reason to. I think the Shaw Eagles have been the best team in Division Two this year. They're just going to take another step closer. But there's some real concern with this game, VK. There is real concern for me, for Shaw, because every bit of pressure is on them and it's not on Madison Prep because they beat them.
Yes, yes, I absolutely agree. And I really think, like I said last night's show, Shaw has got to be the aggressors. They have to be the aggressors from jump. If they can be the aggressors and do what they've been doing this season, they will win. They will win, and I wouldn't be surprised they win big. It's the fact of the
Hmm.
matter is we have seen what we've seen this year. One of the few times I've seen a Wesley Laurendine team playing loose, playing free. This was what the Shaw fans have been waiting on, knowing what Laurendine has had these last 4 or 5 years. Laurentine's done a great job of the program, but he knows that his talent, he's has great talent on the team. But he knows, but at the same time, there are times that the tendencies, but at the same time, he knows the team that he has this year, and I think he sees the light more than anything else. Like, this is our shot this year, and I got two big men, I got veteran guards, and I got a freshman that can kill. So it's like we're going to do what we do. We're going to do a lot more than we thought we could in the past. All that stuff. Now we're gonna put it out the window. We're gonna play a little more freer. We'll play a little more looser so we can run the floor, run the offense. This is a more organized Shaw offense that I've ever seen. So I tell you one thing for sure. If they get on the ball from the jump and is aggressive, and forget the 3 pointers, go drive, create buckets on the inside, run the floor. If they get a good start, like a 10-2 start or a 12-4 start, that's good for Archbishop Shaw going forward into the game.
I'm gonna say this. I'm going to the first game this season. Kobe Butler was in foul trouble the whole game, and Shaw was able to win that game by 6 points. Shaw was about double digits. Madison Prep made a little run in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough. That may be the key for Madison Prep to try to get those two bigs, Kobe Butler and Tristan Notkin, in foul trouble. See, last year at the press conference, Coach Jones for Madison Prep said the key was to put pressure on their point guard, Alan Shaw. He said he felt like with Alan Shaw being a freshman, he didn't think he could handle that kind of pressure. Well, Alan Shaw not a freshman no more; he's a sophomore. And he's a major key for the Archbishop Shaw team. So I think their game plan may be to try to get Tristan Notkin and Kobe Butler in foul trouble. And Shaw, they run a 6-man rotation, just 6. They can't afford to get in foul trouble. If they get in foul trouble, then this not gonna look good. It's not gonna be a good sight to see. Not saying they will lose, but if you got Tristan Notkin and Kobe Butler on the bench with fouls, that's two main keys of your offense and defense that you need. Definitely with Kobe Butler being the defensive stopper in the paint, so they can't get in foul trouble. Trust me, Coach Jones is trying to dial up something. He got a game plan ready. And then trust me, he's been watching film of Shaw. I promise you, he watched film of Shaw against Liberty, Catholic, and Zachary, and the game that lost to him this year. He's watching that film to figure out something. On the flip side, the Shaw Eagles can't get in foul trouble. Got to play smart basketball, limit their turnovers. Maybe go a little inside-out game. Try to get Kobe Butler in the post. Then ain't there. You can dish it out. You got shooters out there with Khalil Algaboro, Kristen Clare can shoot. Dennis Seal can come off the bench and shoot. And you got Tristan Notkin who can create his own shot also. And I ain't forgetting about Alan Shaw. He can score also. So, Shaw got to play a complete ball game and play smart and limit turnovers and don't foul. I think the Shaw Eagles will win this game and get over that hump. But the keys to the victory for Shaw is just what I just said. And I think they can get the job done. Finally, get over this hump and get back to the state championship game for the first time since 2001. I know it's not in the record books, but you know me, it was on the court. I'm going to say it. All right, guys. Y'all got any more thing to say about Madison Prep versus Shaw?
Well, like I said, Shaw, like you said, Shaw got to get over that hump to have that opportunity. So they gotta take care of business tomorrow. If they do that, sky's the limit for Archbishop Shaw, and we'll see what happens in the final. And I tell you, it'll be interesting who they play in the final if they make it. So it'd be if they make it to the final, they'll go against a legendary Hall of Fame coach, or they're gonna go against an opponent for the third time this year, and in a scenario that's very interesting and dicey. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, because that other semifinal will happen the second to last game tomorrow between Hannon and Peabody.
All right, let's go to the game right after Archbishop Shaw. So we talk about some of these Baton Rouge schools, Liberty and St. Augustine. Liberty. You heard Coach Wade Mason say when we interviewed him after the Bonneville playoff game. He said Liberty is the new Scotlandville. What that means for those that don't know, Scotlandville used to win titles left and right. Now it's Liberty that's winning titles left and right, and that's what he meant by that. Great team, great players, great coach in Brandon White. But this St. Augustine team, VK, it's been a different team since that loss to Holy Cross. And defensively, from what we've seen, their defense is just ridiculous, VK. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. We're gonna pause for a second because our guest is in the lobby, and she is with Blackhouse Sports, and she's gonna join us right now to talk about these Baton Rouge schools that are playing in the semis. We have the one, the only, Allie. What's up, Allie?
What's
What's
up,
going
you
on?
guys? What's up?
Oh, ain't nothing
How
much. How
y'all
you doing?
doing today? Y'all,
We
I'm so
good.
sorry. I'm late to the chat. It's been a day.
Babe,
It's been a week already.
we understand. We got you
Understand.
covered, but we are glad you still were able to make it. So we were talking about the Baton Rouge schools, and I want to start off. by asking you, how did Blackhouse Sports get started?
Um, Black House, it started back in 2015. I had already been doing community events throughout the city, from citywide talent shows, pop-up shops, just parties, just different things that engage the youth. So Black House Sports is a branch of Black House Agency, and it's just something that started due to my love for the game. I was a athlete at Scollonville Magnet High School. I played basketball, volleyball, and did a little bit with track. My high school career was plagued by injuries, so therefore I wasn't able to pursue a collegiate career in sports, but the love for sports just never left. And so it's just something that, it's really is right now. It's like I explained to most, it's a labor of love. It's just something that I just love to create that platform, highlight the kids, and give them something to look forward to, and give their parents and families and love and members that they love something to look forward to. And it kind of uplifts our city, because it's something that makes people feel proud, you know to be highlighted in such a way.
Definitely, I truly understand that. We started off talking about Madison Prep and Archbishop Shaw, who plays tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Third straight meeting in the semifinals. Fourth time they have met in 3 seasons. Shaw won the first game of the season against Madison Prep at Shaw. You saw Shaw in person. I know you think they're one of the most complete teams in the state.
Yeah.
Madison Prep, we're not used to seeing Madison Prep lose 9 games, but they had one of the toughest schedules in the entire state. What are your thoughts about Madison Prep meeting up with Archbishop Shaw again?
I think the expectations, like I said, Shaw is a really well-rounded team. They have the size, they have the point guards. Madison Prep has the reputation. Um, However, like you said, they're not. Um, Designed as they have been in the past, like with those uh like 4 or 5 players that are D1 prospects. However, I do feel like they have a lot of athletes on the team. One in particular, Elijah Garner. I feel like he's one of those ones, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's a playoff season. It's the semifinals, so you never know what team is going to show up. So, I feel like just off the pedigree alone, I feel like Madison Prep is going to rise to the occasion, and I think we're going to get a competitive matchup. I just don't know what we're going to do about the size of Shaw, but I feel like you just never know. You never know.
anything can happen in the playoffs. Anything can happen. Bruley has a tough task against Warsman coming up on Thursday, I believe.
Hmm.
Bruley is always a team that just plays tough and hard. Your thoughts about this Bruley team this season as they go up against Warsman?
I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't laid my eyes on Bruley this year. Um, I'm familiar with Walsman's reputation of winning, and they always keep a consistent program. I really can't give my insight on Bruley because I haven't placed my eyes on them like I have last year.
Hmm.
But for what I have been hearing is that they look pretty good, look pretty solid. They distribute the ball well. And you, like I said, you never know how it could go. But I just know that Walsman is known to have, a well-rounded, dynamic team. So, yeah, that's my insight on that one.
Okay. VK, floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Allie, good to have you on the show and everything. Finally, you have done some great work with Black House, and I wanted to give you props on that. I mean, what you're doing with your content is unbelievable in itself. Especially being a part of that Baton Rouge media conglomerate and everything. You doing some great work.
I really appreciate that, and you guys as well. I'm happy to have met you guys after that Shaw game, and we were able to put the names to the faces, and make an acquaintance. So yeah, I'm happy
Yes,
about that.
great. I wanted to ask you this first before I get into some of the boys. What were your thoughts last week of the Baton Rouge girls of the showing they had last week? You know, you got two that won it all, Southern Lab and also Zachary. What are your thoughts on the Baton Rouge teams last week in the girls tournament and their
Man,
performances?
I'm super proud of all the programs that made it that far. I think it speaks volumes of the talent that we have here in the area. Madison Prep is a great team, Southern Lab, Zachary, Woodlawn. I've been following those teams throughout the season. And I'm just proud, as a former athlete, as someone that has covered many of their games this season, last season, for the last few years. I've seen the growth of each and one of those programs. Zachary, kudos to them. Kudos to Tierra McPipe and Coach McClure. Like, she has really done a great job with those girls this year. And, Ava Raymond, like, shout out to them. Like, they really were a force this year. I was kind of concerned about, the reputation of Parkway, knowing that they've had so much success, in the past 2 years, running it back to back, but Zachary, I feel like at the end they really wanted it more. So I think that's what it really came down to. I was kind of disappointed by Woodlawn. I really wanted to see Amaja Price go out on top her senior year. I really wanted her to get that ring. However, unfortunately, it didn't end up like that, but she's had a great career at Woodlawn, and I think she's set the bar really high. Hopefully she goes off to college and she does some great things. Southern Lab, I don't expect anything less from them. Like, that's the expectation, like Southern Lab finals. Duh, that's what I expect from Southern Lab. Shout out to Coach Cheney. She's done a great job developing that program. I remember when she first got to Southern Lab, and the team quit on her the first year. So to see what she has done with that program, and reestablished that dominance with Southern Lab athletics, the basketball team, girls basketball, man, I salute to Kiana Cheney. Like, we were both playing ball. I was at Scotlandville, she was at Southern Lab, and I saw what she did when she was in high school and went on to LSU, and a little time in the WNBA. So, man, I just love to see what she has done with those girls. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did want to see that matchup between Southern Lab and J.S. Clark, but we didn't get that. So, I wanted to see that matchup, but shout out to them. Shout out to Shayla Former, Asia Patin. Shout out to the eighth grader, Brielle. She
Yeah.
stepped up and made a name for herself in that tournament. So that was beautiful to see. Beautiful. But and Madison Prep, I gotta touch on them. I love those girls. Like, I've seen them since they were at CSAL playing, and I've seen the development. I see what Coach Hayes has done with those girls, and to bring them this far again, to reach a finals again. Brooklyn Smith is only a sophomore.
Right.
She's only a sophomore, so she has 2 more years. Ari, she's a junior. She'll be back next year. I wanted to see Paige Hawkins go out on top, again, but it didn't happen like that. But she played a solid game, her last game of the season, and I'm just proud of our Baton Rouge girls. Like, I'm super proud. Like, I am proud that I feel like we're making a name. We're reclaiming, that Baton Rouge pedigree of top tier athleticism when it comes to females. So I salute them.
Big time right there. Let's talk a little bit about a couple of the boys. You talked about we mentioned Southern Lab, the boys in the championship game, really one of the standards in boys basketball. But besides all that, Baton Rouge Central making they're playing against Denham Springs in the semifinals. What you can tell us about the breakout of Baton Rouge Central, because it seems like there's another movement, because there have been movements over the years in Baton Rouge. You had a Redemptorist movement, you had a Southern Lab movement, you had a Port Allen movement, a Scotlandville movement, a
Hmm.
Zachary movement, Liberty, now Central.
I think Central. Okay, let me say this. I think both Denham Springs and Central have great personnel of talent. I saw the first. I was there for the first matchup. I think Central had a little bit too much as far as like their guards. Barrett, he is. I think he's one of the most underrated point guards in the state. He was solid in that game, and he really gave it. He really gave it. And they have the size, with Franklin down low. It's just I don't know. Like you just never know. Skylandville ended up beating Central this year, so you just never
Wow.
know. Like that was a shock. So basketball is a game of runs. It's
Mm-hmm.
anybody's given night. So yeah. Hold on, you guys. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is my mom. I gotta answer this. Is it gonna pause?
It's gonna freeze. So just log back in when you finish.
Okay, I'm coming back, you guys. I'm sorry,
We
but I
got you.
gotta
We
answer.
got
Go
Okay,
you.
ahead. We got you.
okay.
As we bring Allie back in. So Central did beat Denham Springs early this year, and now it's the rematch. You know, it's hard to beat a team twice, as we all know. But I think we all picked Central. Am I right? Yes.
Yeah,
Can George hear me?
think- yeah. I think
I
George.
can hear
We all picked Central, right?
you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real close game, but I got Central to win that game.
So would we say that Zachary is still a favorite, even though Central beat them early in the year?
I would.
I I would say Zachary, but I ain't gonna lie. I think Zachary is the favorite, and Zachary is hungry to try to get another title after all they have been through, these last couple years and everything. And they can win it, but I ain't gonna lie. If it's Zachary and Central, that is going to be a great matchup. That is going to be a great matchup. That's definitely going to go down to the wire more than anything else. Because
Well,
I don't think Central's here for nothing.
we want all the games to go down to the wire. Am I correct?
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what I've been seeing from Zachary has been amazing despite them being more younger than they are this year. But at the same time, for them to overcome it and a great coaching job by Coach McClinton himself, man. I mean, he's done awesome work at Zachary, but also the coach at Central. I mean, what a year!
What a
And
year.
I mean, what they're doing is just emulating the football team, man.
That's it.
Like it's breakout time. It's
Yep.
breakout time. So I really want them to meet again in the championship because I think that might be the championship game of the weekend. To be honest, if
Mhm.
those two go at it.
Would you say, VK, that when Zachary went on a slide, losing to Shaw, slide L, losing to Liberty, losing to Central, was there like a pause of concern, wondering if Zachary could get back to the semis in your mind?
I'm gonna say a little. I'm gonna say a little bit, especially when he lost to Slidell.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely say a little bit, but I had a feeling that Coach McClinton was gonna get them boys back up again some way somehow. Especially it's the saving grace for Zachary was for them still being in the top two.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
was That was the biggest saving grace is for them still being in the top two of the power rankings, and for Zachary to come on late in the year, especially in that tough district, that helped them a lot to get back to that number one slot. So that was the biggest. That my it was a little concern against Slidell, but I'm not surprised that they will get back up, and those wins in district really helped them a lot to get them back to number one. And now I think they're starting to peak at the right time, especially with those tough games and losses. So Zachary is definitely on a roll right now at the right time. So and and there's a and I think we'll see what happens if they make, but they got to get by the semis first. They
That's the
got to
first
win
thing.
the semis.
You got it.
They got
Nagata
to get
Central
by the
ain't
semis
gonna
first.
be easy.
No, Natchitoches Central is much. I'm gonna say this: a lot more experienced than Zachary. lot more experienced. So Zachary's got to be ready to fight, be ready to roll.
Look, I
You
know,
know,
I know. Naturally, Central got to the championship game last year and lost to Ponchatoula, but Zachary won in 21 and 22, and they probably would have got to the championship in 23 if the brawl against Liberty didn't happen.
that is true, but it's been 2 years after that. Remember,
It's true.
2 years
I'm
after
gonna
that. So
bring Allie back in right quick. VK,
mhm.
let's see where she at. There she is. All right, Miss Allie, we got you back.
All right, y'all. Sorry about that, man. I had to. That was moms. I had to tend to moms, man.
You good? You good?
It's
Go
fine.
ahead,
That's
All
VK.
right,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you basically like said how good Central is, the year that they're having, and everything. That's a huge movement. It's starting to look like how the football team was,
Oh
how they
yeah.
broke out this year more than anything else. So now I'm gonna ask you about the team that I'm talking about, movements, Liberty, and they looking to try to go back to back as
Mhm.
they take on the St. Augustine Purple Knights. And we picked the game yesterday. It was a hard one because my thing
What hard for me, but go ahead.
see for you it wasn't hard. It was hard for me because of the fact that it is I respect the Liberty program. I respect Brandon White. He's a great coach, all around good dude.
Hold on, y'all. I
And
can't
my
hear. Wait,
Good.
wait. I'm sorry. What's wrong with this? Am I tripping? Why is it acting like this?
Can you hear us now?
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
I
can
can
hear you.
hear
We hear
you.
you fine. Yes. Can you hear us?
Let's see. Can y'all say something else?
Hello?
It's JB and VK.
Okay. Okay. It's back. It's back.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm listening.
cool. But I was saying, like, I picked St. Augustine. It was like because of the fact of the matter is, the coach being up in there, the experience of the experience of St. Aug coach and everything. Tell us a bit more because you've been behind the scenes a lot with Liberty. Tell us what we need to expect from this Liberty team and what you think about this matchup against St. Augustine.
Um, I think Liberty. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
I think Liberty is playing with a type of fire like they have a point to prove. Like I thought I saw that fire last year, but it looked like it has been reignited. Like it looks like Liberty is on a quest to really run it back to back. I mean, they really have solid guard play. Malik Robinson is playing like a man possessed. Uh like it's just I don't know. Like they have a solid team. The one thing that separates them from most teams is their lock down hard nosed defense. I mean, they're on you. That pressure, that defense is suffocating. And like I haven't seen St. Aug play this year, but hopefully their guards are ready for the task against Liberty because their defense. That's the pedigree of the team is the defense. Like yeah. So maybe you could tell
So,
me about St. Aug and how they're designed.
Tell her,
where,
VK. Tell her about your alma mater that you picked to beat Liberty. Go ahead, VK.
well, you mentioned defense is the same thing with St. Augustine
Okay.
because what we have seen the last couple of games, we'll take one of the games that's against John Curtis against Altrell Manning. Altrell Manning scored 10 points in the first quarter. After that, St. Augustine held him to 1 point.
Oh wow.
Then, then against Jeremiah Lucas,
Okay.
they held him to 13 points, and then on top of that, they held Bonnable to 2 points in the second quarter, and that's two free throws at that. That was basically the ball game. Then all of a sudden against
Then all of a sudden against
Alexandria, they
Alexandria,
held the six
they
eight
held the
guy
six
that's really
eight
really
guy
good
that's really really good
8 points.
8 points.
So their defense
So
is very
their defense
ferocious,
is very
and
ferocious.
I think the
And
thing
I
about
think
Liberty,
the thing about
they're gonna have to
Liberty,
really get through
they're
that
gonna have to
St.
really
press
get through that St.
and that St.
Press
zone.
in that St.
So
zone.
Mm-hmm.
St.
So
has been
St.
really
August been
really good
really
defensively,
really good defensively.
but I wouldn't be surprised this
But I wouldn't be
game
surprised this
might go
game
in
might
the
go
40s or
in the
50s, but
40s or
I would
50s.
love to
But
see it go to
I would
60s
love
and
to see it go
70s
to 60s and 70s
because both teams
Yeah.
are
because
just very
both
talented.
teams are just very talented.
Right. Right. Well, it should be interesting then. Like if you say that their pedigree is built on defense, and Liberty is coming like that, then we shall see.
I, we're gonna have to see.
We're gonna have
I'm
to
like,
see. I'm like,
I'm saying straight up, Liberty is the best team all around in the state of Louisiana. Period. Period. And it like I said, it was hard for me to make this pick, and outside of it, if Liberty wins, I would not be surprised. Liberty wins the ball game. I would not be surprised at all. But if St. Aug wins, St. Aug will have a chance at a state title. And then on top of that, water time for St. Augustine
We
to
lost her.
we lost
Oh,
it.
she back. She's back. Let me get George Peppers in here.
Yes.
Let me get George Peppers. We got Allie back. Let's see. We got George Peppers. George Peppers, are you there?
I'm here. My phone is acting a fool though.
Go ahead, man. Actually, two questions for Allie.
So, Allie, first off, I want to echo my co-host in saying thank you for joining us on the Hash It Out Show. You do great work. Keep it up, and we're
Thank you.
fans
I
of you.
appreciate it.
And
Thank
we
you.
appreciate the love, and we appreciate the reciprocal love that you've given us too, as well. It's greatly appreciated in this business. That's a good thing to have. Um, I think that the first question: that many teams in a semifinal, what is it? Seven, six, seven, I think, something like
Yeah.
that. Seems like y'all got the monopoly in Baton Rouge up there. I would. What's different about Baton Rouge and the other parts of the state? Is it the fact that the talent pool in your eyes is deeper
Man,
there, or is it just
I
what is it that's
it,
con-
it's the grit. I think that's what it is. It's the grit. It's the grind. And I think what you're starting to see, um, like for example, Liberty, like Brandon White, he's a young coach, so it's like some of these young coaches are, um, how can I say this? They're joining forces, and they're bringing something new on what we were brought up on when we were playing. Just that hardcore defense, building on your athletes, like really teaching, like the positions, like, you know Liberty, I feel like they're the new big dog on the scene. um Madison Prep, they just have a culture of winning. Back in my day, Southern Lab and Glen Oaks. They were the upper
Yep.
echelon in basketball. When I was coming up. So it's kind of just like you know how New Orleans had its run, and New Orleans is dominating football. I think like it's just the tables have turned where it's our time to represent in basketball. But I feel like it's just that time. But I think it's the grit. It's the grit.
of the Baton Rouge schools remaining in this tournament in the March Madness? If I had to put you to a corner and say, all right, pick one. Who is it of the six that are left? Which one of these schools do you feel like you could be? I don't want to say trustworthy because that kind of seems crass towards the other schools in the tournament. But which one of these
Mhm.
schools do you feel like would be the one to be like, if you had to pick a favorite of the six, who is it and why? Is it Liberty or are you going to throw a curveball at us?
Ooh, okay. Do I have to only pick one?
Just one.
Oh my God, y'all are gonna get me in trouble.
Not, all right. It's not that.
ah, oh my God. Okay. I want to say Liberty, but I want to say Zachary too.
I
And
see
I want
that.
to say Central. Like but if I had to choose one, if my life was on the line, and I had to
Well, I
choose
didn't say
one.
that.
I
I didn't
guess
quite say that. Hold on now.
I'm just trying to put myself against the wall. If I had to choose
I
one,
feel that. I got you.
I guess I would say Liberty just because of the consistency that I've seen throughout the season. Like I've seen them win really close games, and games that, like, against Zachary, they were like, I we all thought that it was over. But that's one team that's going to give you 100% from the time of tip off, until till final seconds expire. So I can honestly say I would have to go with Liberty just based on what I've seen as far as the consistency of the program.
I feel that, but I'll answer my own question, guys, and I'm gonna throw a said curveball. If I had to pick one of these Baton Rouge schools to hoist a trophy, that I would feel like, okay, the easy answer is Liberty, but Allie, I got to tell you, myself and VK Jones picked St. Augustine last night. Jared is the only one that took Liberty. Fool and his money will soon be parted, but that's just him. Um,
Hmm.
just messing with him. Anyway, if I had to pick one for me, I would take Central. I have become a fan of that school. I think that team has been on the come up this year. I think that's a team that's got a real big chance. They get an interesting semifinal against Dennis Springs, but if they pass
Yeah.
that, I think the world's their oyster. I think Central is the team I would have to lean on. It's easy
Oh
to say
yeah.
Liberty, Allie. It's easy to say at Liberty, and I get it because they've just been that team, guys. But
Right.
I'm gonna be a little different. I'm gonna be like VK. I'm gonna be the contrarian. I'm gonna go Central to lean on for
I'm not
Baton
gonna.
Rouge.
And if I had to choose two, Central would definitely be
I
um
got you.
a part of that as well. Like I said, I feel like they have the components. They really do.
Hmm.
They really do. They can run it in football, and I think they can get a championship in basketball this year. It's just which team is going to show up that night. Like,
How,
do you want it bad
how
enough?
How about that program this year? Football team, maybe the most impressive performance of the weekend, winning their
Oh
state
yes.
title the way they did. I mean,
Oh yes.
Just bageling Ruston the way they did, and now their basketball team is 2 wins away from grabbing their second state title in the varsity year. The
Right.
football team
Now,
winning the title, and now
did you expect that in football? Did you expect?
no, no,
None of us.
none of us.
None
We
of
were
us.
a quick story. We were in the Superdome for that. That was the last game, last day of the 3 day festival. We call, of course, the Dome Championships. And the three of us were like collectively were like, we thought Ruston was the favorite coming in, but there was a little caution that I think one of us threw. I think it was me that said, "Well, what if they laid their eggs against Destrehan the way they did to Destrehan?" And maybe they look at Central and say, "Oh, we'll get that," and they didn't show
Yeah.
Central enough love, and look what happened: 42-0.
Man, they Central
The
was the
score was shocking,
underdog.
Allie.
They were
They
supposed
were
to be the underdog.
Right. They were
Central.
supposed to be.
They
They
were,
were,
yeah, they
but
were deemed the
somebody forgot
underdog.
to send them the memo, though, Allie. Somebody forgot to send him the memo that they were the underdog. So
Right,
maybe it's a
right.
good thing, and maybe it's a good thing for Sid Edwards. And now he's the mayor of Baton Rouge.
Yes,
After
he
that game,
is.
now
Yeah,
he's the
yeah,
mayor. So interesting dynamics for sure. But that program has been on
absolutely,
the come up, VK.
George,
absolutely.
let me make a quick correction.
Yeah, it wasn't Sid Edwards.
Sid Edwards set the
Oh,
tone for the
Sid.
He
program.
set the
That was
Right,
tone,
that's
David
right.
right,
He won that
Semino.
coach. Okay, my bad, my
David
bad.
Semino.
right. He's at
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
school.
yeah. That's right. David
He was
I,
Semino.
a
How
I,
could I
I,
coach.
forget?
I,
Holy
I,
cow.
and I was one of the people in the beginning when he got hired at Central, and I did say it. I said, give Central 2 years. They're
He'll
gonna
be
be
there.
really up there
Yep.
Yep.
because I know he did not leave. He left Catholic for a reason, and I'm like, oh yeah. And I said it to a couple of people in Baton Rouge. I said, this is the second coming of Sid Edwards. This is the shiner arm Central needed. And I was most shocked a little bit that they won it all, but I wasn't surprised they was gonna get to the dome, but I was most shocked with the performance.
Hey, George, ask
They
Allie your last question.
dominated.
Yep.
All right, my last question. I said, which one would you lean on the most? Who's the most vulnerable of the six of Baton
The
Rouge
most
schools here left?
the
Which
most
one of these is
vulnerable.
the one that most? I don't want to say most likely to lose because that's a little disrespectful, but the
I
most,
don't want to say that. I don't want to go on
I don't
record.
want to go
You
there.
gonna
I'm
get
not.
Allie in
That's
trouble,
not the.
man.
I
You
No,
get
I'm
Allie in.
know.
not.
You trying to get Allie in trouble,
I
bro.
Allie's the connect, man.
really am not. No, she's a pleasant. Look, she's a pleasant person. I'm really
Look,
impressed by her.
Joe.
I gotta say.
Yes, but do this, George, because she's in the Baton Rouge area, and she say the
All
most
right.
vulnerable team. They gonna be like, wait, why you talking
Okay,
about?
we're not gonna
How
say
about
that.
a question about Zachary or a question about Southern Lab in the championship? Give her
Well,
one of
I'm
those
not a.
questions in.
I get what you're saying. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. All right. I know there was talk about St. Aug Liberty, and myself and VK have St. Augustine. Uh,
Uh oh.
Oh, you still there?
Bruley's team this year. I'm here.
Oh, you
What
went.
about Bruley's team this year? That team has
We we
really
we,
made
we
a,
asked
a
about
Yeah,
statement.
we
we was
asked
about
about
that
Oh, y'all
Bruley.
did?
We asked about
I
Bruley.
missed that.
I'm
I
telling you,
missed that because my phone's been
Zachary.
acting a fool. My phone's
that
been
Zach,
my phone's been acting stupid today. So just no skips and all that. But I don't know if I really have another legit
Zachary.
question.
Zachary.
I mean,
Zachary.
Zachary's slump. I could ask you about Zachary's slump this year that they fell off. The Shaw game was really their rock bottom game. I think that they got absolutely pasted. Uh,
Hmm.
but since then, they've really recovered a little bit. They've obviously gotten themselves to the semifinal. What of the Broncos?
Hold on. What was the question about them?
About Zachary itself, the fact that they bounced back after such a lull. When they lost to Shaw and then they lost a couple of other games. Uh,
Yeah.
on their way here, and now here they are into the state semifinals. Are we a little surprised that Zachary's here, or did you expect them to bounce back and get here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like they have the pieces to really bring it home as well. They have a great shooting guard in Ian Edmond, Xavier Ferguson. He is, he's one of the best athletes that I've seen come through Zachary. Like, once he gets started, it's hard for him to it's hard to stop him. Christian Brooks, he's another athlete. They have athletes, and these guys, they've been playing together since they were younger. So I
Hmm.
think that plays a big part too, like that team chemistry. And I know Xavier, he wants to go out on top as well, especially last season they didn't get to make it. The year prior to, the season was cut short due to the incident that disqualified them. So I think they're playing with a big chip on their shoulder, like they have something to prove. And I think those losses, like you said, against Shaw, losing it within the last seconds, to Liberty, I think all of that, I think that kind of creates a fuel for them to, like, okay, yeah, we were defeated in these moments, but it's not about to define the season. And I feel like Zachary, Zachary, I think they have what it takes to win. It's just how bad do they really want it. And I think the way they're playing now, I think they're showing the true DNA of who Zachary is this year. So
I
yeah.
I have to agree with you because there were Instagram posts of Zachary saying we're the best team in the state, da 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 da, and then the losses happened. Shaw, Slidell, and then a couple in the district. I think those losses helped reset their minds and help refocus them on the task at hand. I really do think so. I didn't have a doubt
Absolutely.
that they would have that they would have gotten this far, but I think those losses helped refocus their mindset, Allie.
Absolutely. I think those are humbling moments as well. Like, yeah, we can be beat. Even though we know that we're great, we know that we're good, we're not invincible. So I feel like it created a situation where they can't get comfortable. You got to go all in every night and give it your all. So I feel like that's the type of mentality that I've been seeing in these last few games of the season that they've been playing. And I feel like they have a great shot. I agree with you.
Definitely. So, Allie, before we get you out of here, where can people find Blackhouse Sports? Like when it comes to social media or YouTube, anything like that?
Okay, so if you're on Instagram, you can find us at underscore Blackhouse, and that's exactly how the real spelling is BLACKHOUSE. That's on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, Black House Agency, and on YouTube as well as Black House. One word.
There you have it. Will you be making an appearance in Lake Charles?
I will be. I'm trying to see if I'm just gonna go on Saturday or if I'm gonna go ahead and stick it on out and go Thursday and Saturday. So I'm making my decision tomorrow. So I guess we all gotta stay tuned for
Got you.
that. But I will be down there for the championships for
Definitely.
sure.
Well, I'll be there tomorrow. VK driving up tomorrow too. So we'll definitely see you in Lake Charles Alley. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Man, thank y'all for having me. I hope I get some more
Definitely.
invites. But I love what you guys are doing. I respect the hustle. I respect the longevity that you guys have had. We got a chance to run it a little bit, this past
Yes.
weekend, and I'm happy to make these connections. And I appreciate you guys inviting me on the show. Thank you
Oh
so
no,
much.
not a
No
problem. Not a
problem.
problem.
Thank you.
Definitely, man. And we'll see you soon. Stay safe.
All right, you guys too.
All
Thank
right.
you.
That was Allie from Blackhouse Sports giving the rundown on the Baton Rouge schools. So she got into Zachary with George, and we talked about Zachary too. And like I said, I think those losses were more helpful because I think they had to refocus. Because I saw the Instagram post before the Shaw games that they saying they're the best team in the state. Da 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 da.
And they
And
got blasted.
I know a Shaw player saw it because he said, "Didn't they just lose to such and such or something like that?" I'm like, "Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Why you coming at me? I ain't got nothing to do with this." And then Shaw beat him, and the Slidell beat him, and but I think they had to refocus on the task at hand. Like, yo, let's get this right. And you're seeing it right now that um they've gotten this ship sailed on the right path, George Peppers.
They have, and they showed a lot of vulnerability when Shaw whooped them the way they did. And yeah, it was a road game. It was at Shaw's gym, and Shaw really punched them in the mouth, and they didn't punch back in that game. And then they suffered a couple of other losses as well down the stretch to Liberty, a game they quite honestly had that game in the wheelhouse, but Liberty rescued it late and got it done. Um, what does that mean going into the semifinal? I mean, like Ali said, VK, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Hmm.
And now they have an opportunity to rewrite the story. What is their story going to be? Win a state title or fail at this level? That's on them. That's going to be on them, and that's them. It's their demographic and their way of writing this story. And this sounds like Cody Rhodes last year, doesn't it? But going over WrestleMania stuff. But
Okay.
I mean, he did win against Roman Reigns, but that's another story. Um, but we'll see. I mean, they're part of an interesting conglomerate of teams out of Baton Rouge. But can New Orleans steal the show? New Orleans had a rough start yesterday with Crescent City going out, Country Day winning today. Shaw, St. All go tomorrow.
Hmm.
We'll see what New Orleans could do. Could it be one of
Curtis on
those
Thursday.
uh,
Curtis on Thursday. John
John
Curtis.
Curtis on Thursday? We've
Yep.
already, could New Orleans be the one to steal the show? And maybe some of these Baton Rouge teams go out. Shaw can take out Madison Prep. St. Augustine can take out Liberty. That's two Baton Rouge teams gone, and from at the hands of New Orleans. So could New Orleans up their game and be saying, you know what, yo, Baton Rouge, we're just tired of y'all doing this. Let's go get it. And and New Orleans rises up to the challenge and answers the bell. Right? I mean, they have the numbers to do it. John Curtis has a real shot in their semifinal. We've already discussed at nauseum about Shaw. Also, well, St. Augustine Liberty. We expect it to be a highly competitive basketball game. So
Arch,
yeah, New
Arch,
Orleans could steal the thunder. VK
can't
and
forget about
Hannon
Arch
as well.
Hannon. Yes, can't forget
But
about
their
Hannon.
their school is in the North Shore now. It used to be in
Yeah, but
Chalmette.
yeah, but
Still,
North Shore is
still,
still considered New Orleans
still
metro
considered New
area.
Orleans,
Really?
Southeast Louisiana. Yes,
Yeah.
It
still
is
considered.
Southeast Louisiana. Okay, so we're going to go with the Southeast Louisiana demographic. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, but the location, again, they're in Madisonville. So if we're going to be technical,
Ronald Country Day defeated Dunham.
yeah, not
It was
Crescent City. Crescent City lost yesterday to
Hamilton
Hamilton
Christian.
Christian.
Hamilton Christian defeated Crescent City. Country Day defeated Dunham today.
Hamilton Christian. I mean, I had to look at some highlights of that, and Hamilton Christian. I mean, I'm gonna give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, yeah.
Much better performance than last season, and that experience helped them a lot. Sometimes people learn a lesson, and it kind of emulated what Crescent City did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, a couple years ago, got to the top 28, first time a couple years losing the semis. Next year, much better. They win the state title. This time, Hamilton Christian had to learn their lesson
Got
last year, and they look much better. I think the big man was a little bit more active. We was talking about that, Jared, and I was talking with Lamar about that, about their big man. It was like, can he be a little bit more active? Because he has potential.
We got you,
And looked
Ronald.
like
All
he's
good, man.
and looked like he's really done got much better as a player and his supporting cast as well. So
it.
Hamilton Christian, it's gonna be an interesting matchup with them and Southern Lab coming up on
I think
Friday.
so.
It
That is gonna be an
it will be.
interesting matchup. Oh goodness.
I think so.
It's a de facto home game for Hamilton Christian
It is a
too,
home
and
game.
Yes, it
Yep.
I
is.
it is. I mean, but if you would have told me before yesterday, yo George, Dwight McGee was going to score 5 points and foul out, and Crescent City would lose by 3, I'd have said y'all were tripping.
Everybody, I think, would
And
have said
three
that, George.
exactly, and 3 people fouled out of that game yesterday. It was McGee, and 2 other players went out yesterday in that game. I read a recap, and Crescent City still had shots to tie that ball game late.
Three
Couldn't
shots.
get none to fall. 3 shots. They could not get an area one to go down into the hoop. But Hamilton Christian, they're going to draw that home crowd Friday against Southern Lab. Will it be enough? I think. I know we picked the game last night. I think you guys both picked Lab. I think, or did VKU agree with me?
What
Because
was
I have
the
Hamilton Christian. Hamilton Christian and Lab.
Hamilton Christian and Lab? It's an interesting ball
Oh, you
game.
weren't on with us when that game we picked
I
because you
wasn't I
were
wasn't on for that one. I
right.
I ain't gonna lie. I have to. I love what Hamilton Christian is doing, but I got to go with Southern Lab, the
Well,
standard.
I said Southern
The
Lab
standard.
because it's an early game on Friday and people still working in Lake Charles. That's
Yes.
why I said, whoa, breaking news. Joey Bosa going to the Bills.
I've seen that. It's 1 year,
Ooh,
$12.6 million.
1 year, 12.6 million. Yeah. So you get rid of Von Miller and you get Joey Bosa. Good God. But I
That's a
said
trade off.
if Hamilton Christian played at 6:15 or the 6 o'clock game on Friday, I think all the Lake Charles would have showed up. But they may prove me wrong. May
They
prove
will.
me wrong. Joey say they will.
I'm
They
I'm
will
just
because it's a Friday. It's a getaway day. Students are off of school for the weekend, and they're not far from the gym.
Well, they got to close down school and Hamilton Christian. You playing in the championship. There should be no school for them on Friday.
Exactly.
and I think I'm going with Southern Lab because of the fact of the matter, not because the game is early, because Hamilton,
Experience.
the proven pedigree of Southern Lab,
Hmm.
13-time state title champions going for 14.
Who the
And
boys?
it's
I thought they were going for 17.
well,
Yeah, they're going for
I,
17 VK.
they're
That's what I
going for
thought.
17. Okay,
That's a
17 then.
yeah. That's what I thought.
They've
17.
got
So
16. They're going for 17.
they're going 17. Goodness gracious. I mean, that is a pedigree in itself. The standard in Baton Rouge at first and for the state was redemptress. And I didn't realize that till Robin Fambro told me about it. They won championships in the 70s and 80s, and then
Mm-hmm.
Southern Lab passed them.
Yep.
So that's crazy with that. But you look at Crescent City, I wasn't surprised how they came back. The thing about that team, and I said
I
it
was surprised how they
myself,
came back without Dwight McGee. That's what I was surprised about.
I'm not surprised
Okay.
because with the way I seen that team, and I said it myself that Crescent City is a lot more better this year because of that supporting cast. Because you look at how Isaiah Stevens steps up and takes the pressure off Dwight McGee, how he can score, and then you look at the big improvements of Cameron James and the huge improvement of Kenny Malashaw. Because Malashaw a couple of years ago, all he was doing was getting rebounds and wasn't tough. This year, he's tougher than I ever seen him on the inside. And I'm like, bruh, when I seen him in the MLK class, I was like, they could win it again. And it ain't just because of McGee. That supporting cast has improved so much. So that's why it didn't surprise me that they came back. Because Isaiah Stevens, the one of the and they got you look at the team, they had about 4 seniors on the team, including Stevens, James, and Malashaw. They felt like, you know what? We love you, Dwight. We got your back. And that's what happened. That's how they came back. Because especially the way Isaiah be scoring a lot, man. So, bruh, it was just too bad with it was too bad Dwight McGee fouled out. And we've been noticing that last couple years with McGee
Yeah, he
getting in
he
foul
he in
trouble. And
foul
that's
trouble.
and
Yeah.
that's odd. Because I'm like, come on, man, you're the leading scorer. But I think it's gonna be a huge challenge next year for Crescent City. I think they're gonna be still good, but for McGee, he's gonna have to really step up as a leader. And I mean really, really step up and pick it up because this is gonna be a younger team next season.
Well, everybody, that will do it for tonight's show. We want to thank Allie from Blackhouse Sports for joining us. Why is George's picture frozen? George.
No, he's not frozen.
Oh,
He's
he
not.
was. Yes, he
It
was.
was. It was for a
He
second.
was frozen. Yes, he
Oh
was.
Lord.
Oh man, guys, me and VK on the road tomorrow to Lake Charles, Louisiana. I don't know what time you leaving, VK.
I'm leaving by 8:30 a.m.
Okay, I'm trying to get work. Let me get off early, so hopefully by 7:30 I gone. So you know,
7:30.
hopefully
Wow.
so. Yeah,
Hopefully.
be gone. But
I'm gonna hope that for you, dude. I'm a pray. I'm a pray. I'm a speak that existed. You get off early enough that way.
thank
I'm
you, bro.
I'm just I know I'm gonna be. It's between 8:30. I'm gonna say 8:30 the latest. I'm gone. So
All
I'm
right.
I'm trying to get all my stuff packed as we freaking speak.
Yes, sir. So we're headed to Lake Charles for the boys semifinals and championships. Um, so we'll have a show next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, guys. We'll be back Tuesday and Wednesday, breaking down the championship games and all that good stuff. We'll do recaps of semis and state championship games. Me and VK, and we'll put it on the Hash It Out Show Instagram page. You can catch it there. Before we go, any last words, VK?
Oh man, good show tonight, man. We'd like to thank Miss Allie for coming on from Blackhouse Sports, and go check out Blackhouse Sports on Instagram, Facebook, and on their YouTube. They're doing some great things in Baton Rouge, and we love to connect with these people
Mhm.
that we've been meeting. And I'll tell you, man, I mean, you know, we're doing some great things, and I think a lot of those conglomerates and platforms are really carrying the local media right now, especially in sports, because you got the big timers, but we're right behind them when they don't cover certain things. So you just gotta love what we all do. So thank Allie tonight. Great show tonight. We're gonna see what happens tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Wish your school luck tomorrow, my man JB.
Thank
And
you.
after that, we'll see what happens with my alma
It's your,
mater.
your alma
And
mater too, man.
all I'm gonna tell you, it will be so sweet if St. Aug pulls this off because you have to think if they get to the state championship game, what a time that is going to be on Saturday afternoon, knowing that they are playing in a state championship game on the precipice of the 30th anniversary of the 1995 national championship team. So we're gonna see tomorrow.
GP, last words.
Before I give my last words, are you guys staying there all the way to Saturday, or are you guys making return trips?
No, no,
I got family. I'm staying.
I'm staying all the way to Sunday morning.
Hmm. So Nunez must be on the road, or BRCC must be on the road for you to.
New, Yeah, everybody's on the road this week. Nunez will be playing at home on Sunday afternoon, so I'm gonna leave early Sunday morning to get back
To
from
catch that game. I got you. Well, my closing thoughts. It is March. It is madness, and great show tonight. And I'm going to second the echo the sentiments of you two, and thanking Allie from Blackhouse Sports to join us. And she's a very pleasant person to talk to. Very interesting conversation, to say the least. I know you guys have met her at the girls' top 28, right? That's where we made this connection. You guys made this
No, we
connection.
met we met her at no, we met her at Shaw Zachary.
Oh, that's right. I was with y'all.
Yeah.
I was with y'all. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
indeed. I don't know why I wasn't thinking. But I said it's March and it's madness. And a footnote, a losing team has qualified for the NCAA tournament just a while ago. Out of the Northeast Conference, St. Francis in New York, VK, I'm giving you options here, sir. They beat 25 win Central Connecticut State tonight on the road to qualify for the tournament. So 16 win St. Francis, 17 loss St. Francis is in the tournament. So VK, this is they this year's Long Beach State. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to
I'm
wait and
not that
see.
stupid. No.
I know you're not. I didn't say you were. But and of course, Election Sunday is Sunday all day, and it's my off weekend. I will obviously partake in that and see both the women and men brackets getting picked. And no, we're not doing bracketology for the NIT or whatever the heck other those secondary tournaments are. I don't even know what that's all about. There's actually a new tournament this year, a 16 teamer that's going to be played in Vegas. Nope. It's all about the 68, right? On both men and women. It's about the 68 teams. And of course, LSU fans are hoping for the women. Well, they got beat by Texas again. They'll be a 3 seed now. According to Charlie Krem, they're a 3, so they will not play Southeast Louisiana in the tournament. So they are a 3. TCU jumped them to a 2. Haley Van Lith. Great year.
I love
And
her.
Jared, you and I talked about this because LSU fans are squirming right now. They're like, we let that go because Kim Mulkey wanted to make her something she wasn't.
She didn't fit.
She
She didn't fit Kim Mulkey's
not at
system.
all.
Kim Mulkey wanted her to be a point guard. She's not a point guard.
She
She
is
didn't
not.
fit it.
She's a 2.
Yeah, she's a
She's
two.
a 2, and she will be in the WNBA
Yes.
in short order. She will make the WNBA because she has such a smooth shot. But you guys get to see great basketball. I will follow you guys, follow the action as best as I can. Thursday, I do work tomorrow and Thursday, so I'm not going to be able to watch any of that stuff live. I will see all your videos and recaps and everything else. And then, of course, good luck to both Archbishop Shaw and to St. Augustine. Represent the 504, get to the title game, and go play for a title on this weekend. And hopefully, we're talking about 2 state champions out of New Orleans on next week. So, and whatever you guys do, you two, like I said at the beginning, safe travels there, safe travels home. That's the biggest and the most important thing. Get out of there, get home safe. And hey, if there's some partaking and celebrating your alma mater's winning a title, awesome. Awesome. But at the end of the day, get home safe so we could do these shows next week and continue to grow the Hash It Out show and close out basketball. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
I know.
wild
Oh
because
yeah.
I
Close out
mean, all of a
basketball.
sudden we're done on basketball, and then we could transition to baseball and, of course, football free agency. Anybody want to bet the UFL? No, not me. No, sir. But I don't know if y'all saw, but the Saints made a pretty big signing today.
I don't
I
hear
don't
nothing
know
about
if
no
y'all
signing.
saw that.
I don't hear nothing about no Saints signing.
You
No.
don't?
I
I
Just
mean, I
wonder
know. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Justin Reed.
Justin Reed,
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Okay.
I'm wondering
Hmm.
I'm wondering if we're gonna do a hash it out show bracket challenge or not. I'm
We
wondering.
We
did it
need
last
to.
year, boys and
We
girls.
did last year.
Are we doing it again?
Probably, more than likely, yeah. You gonna
We're not
lose?
doing. Hey, we're not doing no CBI or any of that stuff. We're doing NCAA, sir.
That's what
We're
we
not
did.
doing those. We're not doing that third level foolishness.
Look, he can
Yeah.
remember because he lost so bad. He couldn't even remember.
Exactly. He was just like the football
I
picks.
think he
I'm
finished
just.
last in both of them.
I don't remember.
All,
I
all,
mean,
all I
Long Beach, whatever they call, he picked.
They're going to beat Arizona
Yeah, that did
because
him
they
in for
fired
sure.
the coach.
That did him in for
And,
sure.
and a quick story to the folks out there that are like, what are y'all talking about? My brother
Yeah,
is the sports information director at UNO. He does UNO baseball, and we invited him to join us last year for the bracketology. And I told him what VK was thinking, and he told me, he said, George, I'm going to tell you that man is picking Long Beach State. I looked, I said, there ain't no way, not a chance. And I told Jared before the show, he said, I don't know. VK might stretch, but he ain't stretching that far. Sure enough, my man didn't disappoint, did he, Jared JB Boyd?
no, didn't boy. He
He
came out and
fired
said
off the
that, bro. I was
49ers. I said, this ain't the San Francisco 49ers. This is the
oh my
Long Beach
lord.
State 49ers. So it was like,
Well,
holy mackerel. My man said, I'm not disappointed, Emmanuel. I don't know if him and Emmanuel was in coach. He said, Emmanuel, you're right. Watch, just hold back. I don't know if maybe he called Emmanuel before the show, but and look,
I
we
don't know,
have
man.
fun.
yeah,
But I
we
tell
have
you
fun
what,
with it.
if we do it, and when we do the bracket challenge this year, it's going to be extremely tough because Auburn looks like the perceived favorite. Duke looks strong. Um, the SEC's got the
Duke ain't
conglomerate.
winning. I
I don't
think
know.
the SEC championship Final Four might be more exciting than the NCAA Final
It
Four.
it
Yeah.
it might be, but the team I touted you guys on, and I might as well just say it now, St. John's. I want to see what they do in
Hey,
this Big
somebody
East
had
tournament.
St. John's into the championship. I saw a bracket. Somebody had St. John's in the championship.
Really, they're
I did.
stealing.
I ain't got
They're
that. I ain't
stealing.
got that, but it's all good.
I don't know,
All right,
but
man.
you know the one forgetful team that nobody's talking about, and we'll talk about next week.
Who?
And I know VK's going to agree with me. No, he's not. Houston. They qualify in every metric to win this national title. Calvin Sampson, that team is top 50 in offense, top 20 in defense. They might be a better version of Virginia. Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
before we get
We
out
sure
of
will.
here, rest in peace. Big shout out to the Wallace family. And I know it's been a couple of weeks and we didn't hear from
Sean. Yes.
Sean Wallace, the
Hmm.
legendary defensive back, linebacker that played for Southern, who was the defensive back coach at Southern.
Yep.
He passed away a couple of weeks ago. He lost his battle with cancer.
Answer.
And I tell you, man, we was trying to get him on the show. I know it's been kind of our schedules and everything, but rest in peace to Sean Wallace and shout out and prayers going to the
Yes,
Wallace
sir.
and the Southern University family. He lost his battle a couple weeks ago. Rest in peace, Sean Wallace.
Definitely. We're gonna go ahead and close it out, fellas. Everybody that tuned in, thank y'all. Go ahead, like this, tag and share with all your family members and all your friends. Let them know to tune into the Hash It Out show on Tuesday at 7 o'clock and Wednesday at 7:30. Tell them all tune in, please. We won't be on tomorrow because me and VK on the road to Lake Charles. But I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. Thank you to Allie from Blackhouse Sports for joining us to talk about the Baton Rouge schools who are in the semifinals. Thank you to her. We're back Tuesday of next week, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, have some coaches and some players on the show. Ronald Hunt said he watched Sean Wallace in the 1993 Bayou Classic. He was in attendance that year. Definitely, man. Rest in peace to Sean Wallace. That's VK Jones. That's George Peppers. I am JB the Sports Guy. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all on Tuesday. And look, be on our Instagram page. See, there go George. Tripping. The Hash It Out Show Instagram page for all the post game stuff and maybe in between game stuff and all that stuff. Y'all check it out. But thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all take care.
Hi, I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hornville Tigers boys basketball team.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out show.
Please like.